This is Let Us Interrupt You, episode 68, here on Tuesday, August 9th. Hold on 1 second. Have to apologize there for just a second there. I just had to shut the air conditioner off right now just to hear myself talk. The plan originally was for really an hour and a half show to 2 hour show. As you know, I am Joseph Olivo. As you know, Mike is not here. But like I said before, this was planned to be a 2 hour show, probably an hour and a half, but I'm really not in the mood to do it in an hour and a half, 2 hour show. So I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. Sorry, I am doing this a little bit late. I was caught up today with running errands for my mom and my grandmother. So after work, and ironically, I had to work today till 3:30. My plan was for me to come home at 4 and do the podcast, but I haven't been home until recently, about a half hour ago. Anyway, so this is Let Us Interrupt You, episode 68. We're on 68 episodes of this, which is hard to believe that we've done this many episodes, but we have a lot, and I'm going to try to make this short and sweet here. Let me just bring up the point by saying this. Start off by saying Brittany Griner got 9 years in prison. That happened on Friday. Her sentencing was. Didn't get a chance to talk about it on the podcast Saturday because we had the NFL Hall of Fame talk. We had this NFL debate, and we had some things to do, our friends and I. So, unfortunately, Mike and I couldn't cover the Brittany Griner story. She got a 9-year sentence in Russia for smuggling drugs. We already know about the whole story here. Here's my take on the whole thing. Let me just brought this out of the way here by saying this. For Brittany Griner, for doing what she did, look, she had to know the risk. This was a law for them there. This is not, we can't fight other countries' laws. This is their laws. This is their country. They can make as many laws as they want. She knew what she was getting herself into by doing this. I don't think she knew the customs there that well enough to know that you cannot be doing that. It'd be the same thing like going across the border from the United States to Mexico. It's the exact same thing. To try to do this in Russia, though, and really it was a political pawn in this whole thing. And what's so sad about it is America lost a great women's basketball player to Russia, and now she's going to be sentenced to 9 years in prison. I got to be honest here. It's kind of on her for not following the customs there, not following the law. Look, I mean, if people are going to come after me for this and try to cancel the show, go right ahead. I mean, I'm at the point right now where I'm so sick of hearing the story about this whole thing. It's an ongoing story. She just got sentenced to jail, and they're trying to make a trade for another guy they were trying to catch. Listen, at this point, they're willing to take both. Okay? They're willing to take both and spite this country. This is nothing new. This is nothing shocking. All I got to say right now, I'm sorry that Brittany Griner got sentenced to prison. But at the same time, it's like she needed to follow the law. That was kind of on her. I don't know why she's bringing back hash oil to America anyway. I don't know what the purpose of it was. You could have gotten in here in this country as well. There's no difference. You could have snuck the border across Canada and got it through Canadian drug deals. I don't know how good their hash oil is in Canada, but if they have any. But, I mean, there's no difference. You could have gotten in here too. So the fact that she pleaded guilty and got a light sentence out of it, I don't know what she was thinking, because it's not like the Russian people are actually kind and soft. There's nothing soft about the Russian people. They're kind of mean. So, I mean, let me just prompt that by saying that and get that out of the way just now, because, I mean, that had to be said. The Red Sox over the weekend lost 3 out of 4 against the Kansas City Royals, and here's my take on the whole thing, on the Red Sox as far as I'm concerned. They suck. They've wasted a few people's time at this point, and you want to know the best part of the whole thing of it at this point, and why now Chris Sale won't come back the rest of the year. Decided to go for a little bike ride. This is according to CBS Sports today. Went under wrist surgery today because he fell down and hurt his wrist. He's done for the year. I don't know if he broke his wrist. I don't know what the story of it was. I didn't bother reading the article because, honestly, I was just too disgusted by this. This is a guy right now who just recovered from a broken pinky, was expected to come back this month, and he just completely threw away the entire season. I don't know if he just did it on purpose. Maybe it was by accident. I don't know. At this point, I don't really care. I mean, I am so fed up with this Red Sox roster. I'm so fed up with this Red Sox team. And they got rid of Jackie Bradley Jr. and they sent him to Toronto Blue Jays. That happened today as well. That was according to Bleacher Report, by the way. That other story. He's a Gold Glover, 2-time World Series champion. Now he's with the Toronto Blue Jays right now at this point. You want to know something right now? I hope he never comes back. Personally, waste of time. Waste of a player. Great Gold Glover, great outfielder, just sucky hitter. Just not good on offense. Doesn't produce anything for me. Yes, he was great in the Gold Glove era, but you want to know something? We've got better outfielders. We don't need to have our time wasted with this guy. That's it. But back to Chris Sale for a second. I just think that this is pathetic. This Red Sox team is pathetic. This is a guy right now who clearly didn't want to play this season. It's pretty obvious. And it's pretty obvious that the whole team has completely moved on from Alex Cora. And it's only a matter of time before the end of the year comes and he ends up getting fired. Or I just thought of this over the weekend. I just thought about this over the weekend. I don't know what Theo Epstein's position is right now as MLB commissioner, or if he's trying to go to the commissioner's job from Robert Manfred, or he's part of the MLBPA. You want to know something, in my opinion? It's not his style. I think he misses a competitive edge of being an owner of a baseball team. I don't know why he would give that up. I don't know why he would give the CEO power. Personally, ever since the Red Sox let him go, they've either been World Series champions or in dead last place. You can't have it both ways. You can't be in fifth place and actually win a World Series championship unless somebody wants to expand the playoffs to 15 games. So you want to know something right now? Here's my take. Bring back Theo Epstein. Make Alex Cora the GM. Pull what the Celtics did with Brad Stevens. Instead of firing him, make Cora the guy as your GM. And honestly, Chime Bloom, you suck. Or Heim Bloom. I call you Chime because really you remind me of a chime. I don't know why. Your face looks like one of those little bell things where you want to chime the bell. That's what your face looks like every time you're on TV. To me, you're a waste of time as a general manager. That's it. You're a sucky general manager. You have no purpose right now of running this Red Sox team. And John Henry should sell the team to Theo Epstein. You want to make Theo Epstein happy? You want to rekindle that relationship if you even had a relationship with this guy in the first place, which you did, of course. Don't try to deny it. Get him to come back, buy the Red Sox off your hands, and there you go. I rest my case. I mean, this team right now needs a different owner. They definitely need a different GM, and they certainly definitely need a manager right now at this point that can actually have some balls. And you want to know something right now at this point, in my opinion? AJ Hinch. Used to work with Alex Cora. At this point, not getting anything in Detroit. Detroit's a complete waste of space. They've had a 7-year rebuild, and right now it's completely shit the bed. I mean, they suck as well. They're 100 times worse than what the Red Sox are right now. They have a bad farm system, bad hitting. They don't really have any big names. Pitching-wise, as far as I'm concerned, below the tubes, right down the drain, horrible team. They're not that good. So AJ Hinch at this point should resign from the Tigers now, just so he won't look as bad to be a hire right now for the Red Sox. In my opinion, he's the next manager for the Boston Red Sox. I'm taking that to the bank. I'm taking that take to the bank and that prediction to the bank. In 2023, these three things have to happen because that's the only way the Red Sox are actually going to be relevant in the next year or so. Otherwise, they're going to be a shit can every freaking year, and we're going to either see this team in third place or in dead last. And we'll never sniff a World Series championship ever again with this regime. I'm telling you right now, it's over. There's no other way of explaining it at this point. There's no other way of getting into it. And Pedro had some harsh words about it, too. He was on TBS tonight saying how the Red Sox ownership has been terrible and all that, and they're garbage at this point. They need to wake up. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't recognize what this team is. The fact that they're not re-signing Bogarts and Devers, basically the two faces right now of that franchise, is kind of ridiculous. Martinez has felt this way. Ortiz has felt this way. Every single person who's not even a Red Sox analyst has felt this way. I'm going to keep this at Red Sox talk for just a second because Dennis Eckersley has felt the same way because he's now fed up to the point now where he's sick of taking the train, the plane, the bus, or whatever when it comes to traveling with the Red Sox because he announced his retirement. At the end of this season, October 5th, 2022, will be the last game he ever broadcast after 50 years of baseball. This is according to the Nets and website that he announced his retirement as of yesterday. It was the biggest thing that was happening on TV yesterday. Within Boston sports. He dedicated the host game to baseball for over 50 years. He started playing right out of high school when he was 17 years old. Was a champion out of it, and it's kind of sad now that he's completely burnt out at this point. And now he's going to go move back with the family out in California. Look, listen, great career, great broadcaster. My prediction right now, and this is my hot take on the whole thing. There's going to be 2 replacements in that booth. And I don't know what it is, but I just have this funny feeling. Because I've heard, and I've heard at this point, the Red Sox are bound by WVEI 103.7. WPRO at this point will be removed by that point. So we'll go back to 99.7 WVEI will, I think, within the next year or so, I believe. Don't be surprised if Joe Castiglione announces his retirement, right? And we get And as far as Netson goes, this is what I think is going to end up being the Netson team. Tony Maserati, who works for 98.5 The Sports, with Felger and Maz. And I think, honestly, Tyler Milliken might be part of that team for the Netson team as far as I'm concerned. They need a different face in there anyway. And Dave O'Brien, you need a three-man booth in there. I'm sorry. I think him and Maz are not going to be enough. It's not going to be strong enough, in my opinion. As great as Dave O'Brien is in calling games, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, you need a third person in there. Tyler Milliken's one of those guys. He's one of the I don't know if he's an intern producer or whatever he is, that does the I know he's not T-Bone on the show on Zolak and Bertrand, but he's one of the interns there. And I think, honestly, he's the right man for the job. He's a strong analytics guy. He's a strong baseball guy. I wouldn't put analytics in a broadcasting booth, in my opinion, but, you got Maz in there, and you got Milligan in there, and you got Dave O'Brien there. You got the baseball show with just it's like a three-man podcast booth at this point, but calling a Red Sox game. I'm calling that right now in the middle. 103.7 as far as I'm concerned. I think Joe Castiglione steps down. Pedro Martinez calls the games, and I think, honestly, if Ortiz doesn't end up buying the team, I think David Ortiz might be joining in with them. I don't know what it is. I think you need two credible guys who used to play with the Red Sox, or I don't know, who actually won a World Series together in 2004. Just laughs and giggles here. I think David Ortiz and Pedro Martinez will be the perfect addition for the radio booth. And look, they can call TBS once in a while. They can do that. If they have TBS priorities there, they can do that. They can do the pregame from the actual game. They can't, they never really do any predictions of who's going to win those games anyway. So I don't think it really matters at that point anyway. So that's my take on the whole thing. So, oh yeah, and Bergeron got a 1-year deal, $2.5 million with the Boston Bruins. And by the way, he's incentive. He has to play 10 games in order to earn a $2.5 million. So basically, at this point, he can just call it a quit after 10 games. I just don't see the point of this at all, and why this is even a thing at this point. But $2.5 million. The incentive is he has to play 10 games in order to earn a $2.5 million. I don't see the point of why him even coming back. They could just give him the money anyway and call it a quits. David Krejci also got a 1-year deal, got worth $1 million. That was also on Bleacher Report as of yesterday. I'm just giving away all the stuff that I got yesterday so far. But after this is going to be a pile of crazy news that I've gotten here over the last 24 hours, which is insane that I've gotten this over the last 24 hours. But, that's the story right now. That's the story that I've gotten so far today right now so far. That was within the last 24 hours. Here's what I gotten today. And this was a pile here of new stuff that I got. So this is really how it started. Adam Butler was released by the Dolphins right now. The Patriots are thinking about bringing him back. This is according to Newsbreak as of today right now, and also according to Nelson.com, that Adam Butler could be on the move and coming right back to New England. Here's my opinion on him. I think he was a great addition to the Patriot defense. I don't know why the hell the Patriots got rid of him in the first place. He was worth the money. To me, I think it's interesting at this point that they let him go and let him go play in Miami. I thought realistically he'd be a perfect addition to this defense. And you want to talk about how bad the defense has been in training camp? Bring this guy back. I mean, I don't think he's that great, but it's better than what they have right now defensively. It just is. Mac Jones went on record today saying today how he's not worried about the offense. He's got it all figured out. The offense, by the way, struggling as well. And you want to know something right now? It's all thanks to Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia, by the way, who can't run an offense for crap. So with his play calling and all this, look, in my honest opinion, would I rather have Bill Belichick make the calls at this point? Hell yeah, I would. This is getting to the point now where this is ridiculous. And it's almost sad, really, when you think about it. It's almost sad, really, when you think about it, really. Just give me a few seconds right now. I got to kill this wasp. Sorry about that. Just killed the wasp right now, right on my window. This is the third wasp I had to kill today, by the way, just FYI, of how bad this has been today. I got home tonight, and I've literally had to kill within the last hour and a half 3 wasps. So I don't know if I got a wasp nest near my window, if it's in the house somewhere, if it's within the walls. I have no idea. Could not tell you. Hope to God tomorrow I don't come home tomorrow with a bunch of wasps in my house. But anyway. I don't know where the wasps were coming from, really, but it's been crazy. But I just had to kill that wasp. It was bothering me to the point where I just could not do the podcast right now without doing it. Other news today, Olivia Newton-John, a very famous, very beloved actor, passed away. Was 73 years old. Condolences go out to the family and friends and colleagues for her. And she passed away. I believe she was 73 years old. She was the Grammy winner, singer, songwriter, and actress who starred in Grease with, I believe John Travolta was in that as well. So Travolta paid his tribute as well. That was announced today, as of yesterday. Anyway, also, now I move on from that to the Kevin Durant story, which is Kevin Durant right now had a meeting yesterday in London with the owner, Joe Tarasi, saying, either choose your GM, Sean Marks, or me. It's basically what he said yesterday right now. He reiterates that he still wants to get traded from the Brooklyn Nets to the Boston Celtics. Sorry about that. I completely forgot I closed the window. Anyway, so, but he reiterated yesterday he still wants to get traded from the Boston Celtics, from the Nets, I should say, to the Boston Celtics. Or he hasn't really said he wants to go to Boston, but Boston, Miami, and Toronto right now are the top three favorites right now at this point. Here's my take on the whole thing. I don't know what happened in Brooklyn, other than the fact right now that we already know what we know now about the whole Brooklyn Nets story, which is Ben Simmons apparently ignored the phone calls, blocked them on social media after that night when he was told that he was going to go play Game 4. Maybe that's what pissed Kevin Durant off. I mean, in my opinion, here's the way I see it. I think Kevin Durant at this point has every right to ask to leave this team. I don't see why he wants to stay. I don't. I mean, there's no point now. You got Kyrie Irving who can do and say whatever he wants to do. And really, his presence is a distraction, whether he's on the court or off the court. He's a distraction. Either he helps the team or he helps himself. Kevin Durant just wants to be with a team that can help him win championships, and he doesn't feel like that Kyrie Irving can do it. In my opinion, I don't see why Kyrie Irving even wants to play basketball with Durant anyway, considering Durant don't want to play with him. He's still in his belief right now that he and him are good. In reality, that's not the case. Just over the weekend, actually, too, Kyrie Irving was spotted with Jaylen Brown, and Tatum was spotted with Kevin Durant at different events, but they were sitting separately from one another, which is very odd, if you ask me. Very odd for Durant and Irving and Jaylen and Jason not to sit next to either one. Like it's just weird. The whole thing just seems weird. And bottom line, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think Jaylen Brown wants to be a Boston Celtic anymore. And I don't think that Kevin Durant really wants to be a Brooklyn Net anymore. And you want to know something right now at this point? You know who I'm willing to give up at this point to get this guy? Derek White, Grant Williams, and Jaylen Brown. Those are your three guys you need to give up. White's not really that great on defense. Jaylen Brown, not really known for his defense that much anyway. Grant Williams is like a tree. So he's really the only well-known commodity when it comes to defense. So Marcus Smart's out the table. The Nets already know this. What are you waiting for? At this point, pull the damn trigger. I don't see why you have. I don't even see why you have to wait here. There's really no sense of like wasting time here at this point. I mean, if Kevin Durant does not want to stay on this team, then there's no point. There really is no point. Cincinnati Bengals renamed Paul Brown Stadium to be renamed Paysor Stadium after naming rights deal. This was according to Bleacher Report as of today. Did not get a chance to read the article, so I'm going to read it to you right now. This was written by Paul Kasbinson. So Paul Brown Stadium, which have served as the Cincinnati Bengals' home since 2000, will now go by Paysor Stadium after Cincinnati-based human capital management software company purchased the naming rights for the building affectionately known as the Jungle. I don't know why they wouldn't even just name this the Jungle. I mean, the Jungle Park. They could have named this as. I mean, they could have named this Dr. Pepper because, I see a lot of Bengals fans sometimes walking into stadiums with Dr. Peppers and beers. I've never seen them walking in there with Pepsis or Gatorades, just Dr. Pepper sometimes. But the Jungle would have been a really good, the jungled field, the Jungle Fever Field is what they could have named this because it has that Jungle Fever mentality, the graphicking, the designing of the stadium and all that. But they named it after a Cincinnati-based human capital management software company, which I guess this is why they renamed it this. I don't know. The defending AFC Champions Stadium was previously named after the Bengals founder and ex-president Paul Brown, obviously, who presided over the team from 1968 to 1991. His son, Bengals president Mike Brown, spoke about the change. Quote, "This is a move that I think my father would have agreed to. He was always for what is best for the football team." Brown said in a press release announcing the decision, "This partnership allows the Bengals to continue to compete at the highest level in the NFL and exemplifies our long-term commitment to the community." Post quote. Just going to end it there with that quote right there. I don't get why the hell you would just decide not to keep the father's name on the stadium at this point. Your father basically would want you to rename the stadium. Look, it's not about him. I get it. But I mean, to purchase it, to put the name on bid here and not really name it like the Mike Brown Stadium. Keep the Brown name in check. I mean, I don't get why the hell you wouldn't keep the name. Now you're going to let some human capital software company, take over it. It just Paysource team doesn't scream out Cincinnati Bengal. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It's like the same thing as saying Acrisure Stadium. It's not not being Heinz Field anymore. It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound normal. It sounds stupid, if you ask me. All these insurance companies and human management resource are political names. Keep that garbage away from sports. You don't have impressive names. You just don't. I'm sorry. Just being real here. Just being real. Being realistic here. Roquan Smith has requested a trade. This is according to CBS Sports right now. The trade favorites right now are Ravens, Broncos, Patriots. I believe it's the Ravens and Broncos were among the top potential sports teams. The Patriots were one of them. I know that, and I believe there was another team involved. I can't remember who it was exactly that was involved here. I don't have the listing in front of me. Anyway, the Dolphins also made a trade today with the Houston Texans. They're sending tight end Adam Sherian to the Texans for a 7th-round pick to Houston in exchange for a 2023 6th-round pick as well. So they exchanged draft picks along with getting rid of their tight end here, who was really, let's be honest, useless for the team. Not really a big name, really. Keeping it Boston here, Boston Red Sox signed Jeurys Familia, 32-year-old former MLB saves leader, to a minor league deal, who was released by the Phillies this past Friday. Signed today. This was according to Joe McDowell on Twitter, who said, quote, "The Red Sox have signed veteran reliever Jeurys Familia, and he will join the Blue Sox today in Saccharin. The 32-year-old has spent 11 seasons in the majors, mostly with the New York Mets, where he had 94 saves combined during the 2015 and 2016 seasons. So that's good news there. He'll be staying away from Boston at this point, because it seems like now the Boston Red Sox are completely useless. And they also have Tanner Houck on the IL today. So not really great news. They really could have used him as a bullpen guy. I don't see why sending him to the minors at this point makes any bit of difference at this point, unless you just ready to wave the white flag. They are taking on right now the Atlanta Braves right now in Fenway tonight for a 2-game set. So that's that. Commanders fired a defensive line coach today. Sam Mills was also according to Ian Rappaport on Twitter. Ron Rivera announced today that Sam Mills has been let go after believing the defensive line room needed a change. Look, I mean, at this point, it's Ron Rivera's call here. If he wants to make the change, he can make the change happen. I mean, that's his prerogative at this point. Tennessee Titans signed Adrian Colbert, veteran safety, has now joined the Tennessee Titans on a 1-year deal, according to Adam Schefter on Twitter. This was 7 hours ago as of today. Dwayne Brown might be signed by the New York Jets. The Jets are interested right now in a contract as they eyeing the offensive lineman, 36-year-old veteran, longtime veteran in the league. Played with Russell Wilson in Seattle, played with the Houston Texans with Deshaun Watson. I believe he played with in Miami as well as with the Dolphins with Ryan Tannehill. So might be right about that one. I'm not sure. Big news today about Serena Williams today announced her retirement. Tennis superstar plans for what is up next is according to CBS Sports today. Nicholas Parko with the article. This started out today as one of the most prominent American athletes is ready to retire. Tennis legend Serena Williams announced her retirement plans on Tuesday in a first-person essay in the latest issue of Vogue. Williams did not plan to play in the 2022 U.S. Open, which starts later this month. She went on to say today, quote, "It's the hardest thing I could ever imagine," she told Vogue. "I don't want it to be over, but at the same time, I'm ready for what's next." An Instagram post today prompting today Vogue piece today on Tuesday morning, Williams wrote, "I'm going to relish these next few weeks," insinuating that the U.S. Open, which begins on August 29th, will be her last tournament. "Unfortunately, I wasn't ready to win Wimbledon this year," she told Vogue, "and I don't know if I will be ready to win New York, the U.S. Open, but I'm going to try, and the lead-up tournaments will be fun." So she's going out on a high note here. This is a well-accomplished tennis star in Serena Williams here. And to me, I think she was starting to lose her game just a little bit there. I will say that right now. And look, she's been doing it for years. The accomplishments is tremendous at this point for what she's accomplished over the years. And as you know, the accolades she has, in this stage. 23 Grand Slam titles, winning 14 of them with her sister for double titles. She's won the U.S. Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, Australian Open. I mean, for how many times she has it? I mean, at this point, she has the most combined major titles in singles, doubles, and mixed doubles among active players with 39, 23 in singles and 14 in women's doubles and 2 in the mixed doubles. She is joint third on the all-time list and second in the Open era for the total major titles. Honestly, for her, at this point, she should write. I think she should have gotten 40. I think calling it quits at 39 at this point is kind of superstitious at this point because it leaves that what if she didn't get her 40th? It does leave that thing wide open. It does. I mean, I don't see how it doesn't. So to me, congrats on your retirement, but I mean, I think I don't know if she's going to retire that day or if she's going to retire if she's retiring now. There's just really a lot of stuff right now that's not been really named official yet with this. But again, for her to retire this soon, to me, kind of surprising. Not going to lie. Really surprising. When I saw that today, I couldn't believe it. That shocked me today. Marshawn Lynch, former Seattle Seahawk and, Oakland Raider running back who was never playing in Las Vegas, arrested on a DUI charge in Las Vegas on Tuesday. This is according to the reporting on Bleacher Report. Former NFL running back Marshawn Lynch was arrested and charged with driving under the influence by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. This is all over the news today. TMZ, LFV, MPD, Twitter. Per TMZ Sports, this traffic stop happened at Tuesday morning at 7:25 Pacific time. Mick Akers, the Las Vegas Review-Journal, provided more details. Here are the charges for former NFL running back Marshawn Lynch, facing streaming from his DUI arrest. He's still in custody with a $3,381 pending bail amount. Charging right now, case number DUI, liquor, or drugs. Failed to refuse to surrender proof of security and unregistered vehicle. So those were the charges today that were given today by Marshawn Lynch, according to Mick Akers on Twitter for that report and what he had said per his TMZ. Look, I mean, honestly, this is the culture now of Las Vegas sports players now at this point. And yes, this man is retired. Well-accomplished running back at this point. Played for the Buffalo Bills as well, by the way. Super Bowl champion, a man who was really hard to take down running the ball, was almost impossible to tackle. And the police department got to him. I don't know if Marshawn Lynch is going through some problems right now financially, whatever his situation is. I don't know why he's drinking, but he felt like he was good. I mean, I don't know if he's just got an alcohol issue or what the situation is, but he seemed like he got his stuff together. So this did kind of surprise me. This did come out of the blue today. This story came out. When I first heard about it, I'm like, what the hell? But, it is what it is. It's a shame. It's unfortunate, but he is going to serve some a little night in jail. I think he'll get his $4,000 bail at this point, though. I mean, I'm kind of surprised at this point that no one's bailed him out yet. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Vince McMahon personal payments to has totaled out to $19.6 million for misconduct allegations. There's been more allegations that came out as of this afternoon. One from 2005, one from 2007. This all came out to $20 million, by the way, for sexual misconduct between '05 and 2007. And just find out now that John Laurinaitis got fired as of the vice president of talent relations. He's been officially removed from the company from good. This is not a storyline kind of gimmick, but as of now, yes, he's been removed. Chicago Cubs moving on from Jason Hayward. Team president Jed Hoyer said the outfield won't be with the team next year. The Cubs have now own at least about $24.5 million for his final year of his 2023 contract. This is according to Jesse Rogers today on Twitter. Jameis Winston reportedly undergoing tests after suffering an ankle injury. He is day by day, so he is fine. This was according to Bleacher Report. And J.K. Dobbins has been activated off the PLP list and is on track to play in the Ravens season opener. More Raven news. Justin Tucker have agreed on a new contract right now, reportedly with the highest paid kicker right now. He's got a 4-year, $17 million deal. That is the highest in NFL history. More historic news. What a shocker, right? Hunter Pence was announced for the getting a plaque before September 17th game versus the Dodgers at the Giants Wall of Fame. It's according to Alex Pavlik for NBC Sports in San Francisco by the Bay. And it's according to his Twitter account. He made the announcement. Anyway. And let's see. And Odell Beckham Jr. hints at a Bills interest in response to Von Miller's Instagram post. He is kind of recruiting OBJ to be a Buffalo Bill. And you want my honest opinion? I think that's gonna get him a Super Bowl championship. I think if Odell Beckham Jr. is a Buffalo Bill, I don't see how the Bills don't win this. I don't see how the Bills don't win one this year. I don't see how they don't win here. I just can't imagine the Buffalo Bills with OBJ, Von Miller, Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, the rest of that team, and you add in the defense they got now at this point. I don't see how they're not Super Bowl contenders. By the way, when you had Von Miller and you had OBJ playing the Los Angeles Rams, what ended up happening? Oh, that's right. They won a Super Bowl. Now, granted, I can tell you right now, it wasn't a convincing one, but they did win the Super Bowl. In my opinion, that was a pretty well-accomplished Super Bowl on Odell Beckham Jr.'s part. Nice little redeemer there. Nice way to shove the haters at that point. Tore his ACL in that game. Still got a touchdown catch in that game. Still was part of the Super Bowl win in that time. And Von Miller with Aaron Donald, beast mode of a defense, was awesome to watch. I kind of hope Odell gets signed to Buffalo now. And I'm not even a Buffalo Bill fan. I'm actually a Patriot fan right now. Yes, I'm wearing my Tampa Bay Buccaneer hat. But I am kind of like hoping for a Bills-Bucs Super Bowl. I mean, at this point, with the Patriots right now, the way they're playing right now, in training camp and the way they're sucking right now in general, I just can't see them going into playoffs right now mode right now to face the Bucs in the Super Bowl. Just can't see it happening. I'm only wearing this because of Tom Brady and, the time the Bucs have helped me out actually win some bets. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. Let's see. We just got some reports just now. And we got a couple of reports here. The Braves right now, by the way, beating the Red Sox right now 3-2. Devers shakes hands after a catch. Red Sox didn't know what hit him after snagging this laser. I don't know what the hell that means. I guess did he get hit by a laser point, I guess, or something? I guess there's a liner out to third. I guess he may have possibly hurt his hand, maybe. Oh, he almost lost the ball there. All right, so that's what it was. He almost lost the ball. I thought he was injured or something like that. Because the way they report on Bleacher Report, they half-ass it half the time. They do. Another report right now, Geno Smith leading the quarterback race right now. Pete Carroll says Geno Smith will start under center for Saturday's preseason game against the Steelers. Trubisky is number one right now on the depth chart right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way, if anyone was curious. But it might be Kenny Pickett versus Geno Smith on on Saturday's preseason game against the Steelers. Preseason football, by the way, starts Thursday night. I don't know if anybody really has the news on that one, but I won't give you the news right now if nobody seems to know. I guess obviously people will probably figure it out anyway. We already had the Hall of Fame game. I already talked about that. But here's your list of games for this week coming up right now. Thursday night will be the Giants and the Patriots playing at 7 o'clock. The only game that's really on for Thursday night for preseason football. Actually, no, I'm sorry, not the only one. It's also going to be Titans-Ravens. That will be on 7:30. Friday, August 12th will be the Falcons and the Lions, 6 o'clock Eastern on NFL Network. The Cleveland Browns at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Arizona Cardinals at the Cincinnati Bengals at that new Paycor Stadium, which I hate that name. The Jets at the Eagles. Packers at the 49ers, all on Friday night. Jets, Eagles, 7:30. The Cardinals, Bengals, 7:30. The Packers, 49ers, obviously being the 8:30 game that's out west. Saturday, August 13th, will be Chiefs, Bears at 1 o'clock. Panthers at Commanders at 1 o'clock. The Colts, Bills at 4 o'clock. Seahawks at the Steelers. Like I said before, will be Pickett most likely versus Geno Smith at 7. Unless they're going to put Trubisky in there for one snap in there. Maybe it'll be Drew Lock versus Kenny Pickett. Who knows? Dolphins, Buccaneers, 7:30. It will not be Brady. It will be Kyle Trask most likely taking on, believe it or not Tua. Because Tua won't not be playing in this game either, I don't believe. Saints are at the Texans. Cowboys are at the Broncos. And the Rams are at the Chargers that Saturday night. And Sunday, August the 14th, it will be the Vikings at the Raiders. Just to let you know, just to clarify this right now, I will only give the scores for the games. I will not be reviewing what happened in the preseason game because I don't review preseason games. I just don't. I'll review regular season games if I have to for certain games for baseball, basketball, whatever the case may be, and football as well, but not preseason. So don't worry about me giving you the detail by detail right now what the hell happened in the preseason game because I will not be in the mood to review that one. We're taking a look at the baseball scores right now, and I'll just end the show here today. Today was the Royals and White Sox. The Royals beat the White Sox today 4-2. Orioles are now currently beating the Blue Jays now 2-1. The Phillies are beating the Marlins right now 1-0. Guardians, Tigers are scores right now at 0 apiece. Braves, Red Sox are on right now. They're in the third inning right now. It's 4-2. White Sox, Royals right now had a doubleheader, I guess, today. So they have game 2 on right now. They're scoreless. Reds and Mets are delayed. Nationals, Cubs right now don't start at 8:05. The Rays are playing at the Brewers. The Texas Rangers are at the Houston Astros. Cardinals are at the Rockies later on tonight. Giants are at the Padres. Pirates are at the Diamondbacks. Angels are at the Athletics. The Yankees are at the Mariners. The Yankees, by the way, got the win last night, 9-4. The Judges' 44th home run last night. Twins are at the Dodgers later on tonight as well. Might as well give you the scores that happened last night. Just if anybody doesn't know what happened in the other games, I'll give you what happened in the other games. 9-4, Yankees won last night. Last night, Angels beat the Athletics 1-0. Giants beat the Padres 1-0 last night. Diamondbacks beat the Pirates last night 3-0. Cubs beat the Nationals 6-3 last night. Mets got the win last night 5-1. And Orioles beat the Blue Jays last night 7-4. DeGrom last night, or I'm sorry, it was Bissett last night. I think DeGrom actually had a strong outing on Sunday. I think he had 12 strikeouts in the game. I was back last Sunday. Bissett, by the way, had 8 strikeouts in 8 innings last night against the Reds. And the Mets right now, kind of on a statement move here right now. I'm not going to lie here right now. They are a very scary team as far as how good they are at this point. They are a very good team, the Mets are right now. They might be potentially right now your current World Series favorites right now at this point. As crazy as that sounds. But they are right now a very scary team. And it kind of looks like they're going to be the Reds. Because let's be honest, it's the Reds. Who gives a crap? Anyway. That's really about it. I got nothing else to talk about here right now at this point. It's 39 minutes into the show. So I'm going to close the show out with this. Mike will be here on Saturday. Don't worry about it. It's a guarantee. The guy promised me he'll be here on Saturday. So I'll get that out of the way. Short show today. You know, I did not want to go 2 or 3 hours to board you, so I was moving rapid and fast right now. I want to see what you all think in the show tonight because I did try to keep this under 40 minutes. So I'm not going to end it here at 39 minutes to go. You know the social media stuff. I will be here on Saturday. I'll be covering mostly, I would say, you know what? This Saturday, I'll think about Super Bowl predictions. I will give you my Super Bowl prediction, and Mike will give you his Super Bowl prediction. So I'm going to sign out. You know our social media. Have a good night, guys. See you Saturday.